He's right here with yours truly. Luka, how are you, sir? How's everything?
Great. Thank you for having me.
Man, it's my pleasure. First of all, before I even get into this season and what has transpired thus far, how do you feel about all the attention that you've received with folks literally labeling you an MVP candidate before this season even began? Clearly, the basketball world feels you've arrived. How do you feel about you as a player at this point in time in your career?
It feels special, that a lot of players, a lot of people talk about me, but obviously I have a lot of things to improve. I still have a lot of space to improve, and I think this season I'm not playing very good, but that's what I'm saying. I got to prove a lot of things and just keep getting better and better.
Did you just say you're not playing very good? Did I hear you correctly? Did you just say you're not playing very good?
Yeah.
You're averaging 27, 9, and 9. You do understand that, right?
Yeah, but my team is almost the last in the West standing, so that's why we got to win many more games,
You brought up this, speaking of your team, because when y'all went on a 6-game slide in the midst of that, I'm quoting you here, during that time you was asked about how you guys were looking, and you said, quote, "We don't care, honestly, if we win games or not." I wanted to know, as you've had an opportunity to reflect upon those words, did you mean what you said? And more importantly, how did your teammates receive what you had said at that particular moment in time?
I think I said we look like we don't care if we win or
Correct.
not. But obviously, now we're way better. We keep getting better and better. The thing it was we stuck together when it was hard. We were having a really hard time. Six losses in a row. It's really hard. But that's the time we got to stick together and be positive, and that's what we did. And we're just gonna go up from here.
What have you guys done differently since those statements were made? If you had to pinpoint what's been happening outside of actually winning games, of course, what specifically were you guys doing now that you weren't doing during the time you were on that 6-game slide?
I think the most common thing is effort, energy on the court. How people when they watch TV, they see they want to really win. When they watch us, they see that we want to win. They see that we have the effort, and they see we have the energy.
One of the things that just looking at you last year, obviously you had a sensational year last year as well. But watching you go up against the Clippers in the bubble in the postseason, in my estimation, that was your coming out party. You hit a game-winning shot, but more importantly, you really showed out, averaging about 31 in that series, going up against the likes of Kawhi Leonard and Paul George and those boys. What did you think that series did for you in terms of elevating your level of play?
I think it was a great experience, not just for me, for the whole team. Obviously we didn't win. That was disappointing, but we believe that we can win. Not a lot of people believed in us against the Clippers, obviously, but we lost KP, and I think we had a chance there. But most importantly, we fought every game. That's my point of view, and that's where I really like that we did.
I'm going to put you on the spot right here, Luka Doncic. If Kristaps Porzingis had not gotten hurt during that series, do you believe that the Dallas Mavericks would have won that series against the Clippers in the postseason?
I always believe we can win, no matter what. If we miss 5 players or 0 players, I always believe we can win. I think that's what everybody got to do. You always got to believe, and you always got to fight to win.
When you talk to a lot of coaches throughout this league and they're talking about their particular team or their particular players, a lot of them don't place such an emphasis on three-point shooting. They talk about playing the right way, playing together, distributing the basketball, just playing good basketball, getting good shots. But I think that three-point shooting is incredibly important. I'm looking at you guys right now. If there's one impediment to your game, to Kristaps Porzingis' game at this particular moment in time, even though I know he normally can hit threes, you're shooting about 31% from three-point range. He's shooting about 33% from three-point range. How concerned are you both about that needing to improve in order to take the Dallas Mavericks to where you want y'all to go?
Yeah, it's really important. I think especially me, my three-point shots was just, this year is just, how can I say, terrible.
All right.
Terrible. But you got to keep working on it. You got to trust your shot. it's work ethic. You just got to work on it, and if you trust it, I know it's gonna come.
You and Kristaps Porzingis, how much do you believe in you two as the cornerstone of this franchise? Together, we look at y'all and we've got big expectations for y'all. How do y'all feel about the expectations? Do you feel they're justified? Do you feel that you two can carry the Dallas Mavericks to the promised land someday?
Yeah, I think I believe that. I think the whole Dallas organizations believe that, and that's the important thing. You know, they believe in us. We're still really young, and we have a lot to learn. You learn every day in this league. You know, you just playing against great guys. I mean, great players. You learn every day, and that's gonna just keep improving for us.
What do you feel about folks looking at you and saying you're complaining a bit too much, your body language is bad, you're whining a little bit? What do you say to that?
I think some of it is true, because especially this year. But I think last couple of games I've been getting better and better. I gotta stop this. I know it's not right. But I think more than whining is just wanting to win. You know, we were in bad spot, like I said, for six losses in a row, and that just makes you do things you don't want to do. And I know I did a lot of things wrong, and I got to learn from this. I'm still young, and I can learn from this.
You do know that when you complain to the referees, I mean, you have something in common with Mark Cuban when it comes to that, right? You know y'all are kindred spirits with that, right? You know that, right?
Yeah,
All right, you don't mind that at all. I'm just checking. You don't mind that at all. Because Mark Cuban's not going to complain about you complaining about the referees. You don't understand that. You understand that, right?
yes, yeah.
Okay. Before I let you get on out of here, LeBron James, who obviously has tremendous respect for you and everybody respects LeBron James, he recently spoke out about the NBA All-Star Weekend scheduled to take place next month. He does not like that at all. He spoke out against it. How do you feel about the fact that there's going to be an NBA All-Star Weekend next month, assuming that
I
happens?
mean, yeah, they asked me after the game, one game, 2 games ago, and I said, like, if there's gonna be an All-Star game, I'm gonna be honored to represent the Mavs if I'm selected. But if not, I'm gonna enjoy my time off. Every take a break. It's been the season we almost play every other day, so if it's there, I'm gonna go, and if it's not, I'm gonna enjoy my time off.
How have you felt about this season, considering COVID-19, the coronavirus pandemic, and how it's inconvenienced the players? A lot of players have spoken out against it. I believe rightfully so. It's been a real struggle for a lot of you guys. Tremendous props to y'all for handling it the way that y'all have handled it. But how do you feel how tough this season has been for you guys? Could you put that in perspective?
I mean, it's kind of tough, but we as NBA players, we live a great life, and it's just we gotta stay home a lot, stay in the hotel, but it's nothing to complain. I'm home with my family, enjoying time, I just want to play basketball, come back here and play basketball. That was it.
Last question for you. Clearly, with the season that you had last year, particularly in the postseason, there's a lot of expectations for the Dallas Mavericks, despite the fact that you guys struggled earlier and now you seem to be getting things together. There are expectations with a healthy Luka Doncic, a healthy, Kristaps Porzingis, and there's MVP expectations where you're concerned. How do you feel about those expectations? Are you feeling like there's additional pressure on you to perform at a high level because of it?
As a pressure, I had pressure since I was a kid, playing in Madrid and that stuff. Honestly, I don't believe I should be in MVP conversation this year.
Why not?
I just want to get in the play. Because, like, we're where we are, 14, 13 seed.
Yes.
So that's why. I hope we just got to play the right way now, get into playoffs, and that's our key this year, get in the playoffs and show what we can do in the postseason.
Where do you feel you should be as a team if you are to warrant MVP expectations? Do you feel you should have the best record or a top 2 record in your conference in order to be in the MVP conversation? What is your criteria for being an MVP candidate?
I don't really know, but I think like top 2 teams in the West. That would be my opinion.
Luka Doncic,